Hello everybody, my name is V. Narendra Kumar and we are from NRK Academy. Today we are doing this wonderful series, we love this. And this series is called Master Education on the primary level, a holistic approach. And today is the fourth video. We have already covered the first video in which we talked about how a keen, deep, sensitive observation with feeling and experiential leads to a question, and how a question leads to an answer. In the second video, we outlined all the basic core subjects and how they apply in a very essential way, almost like a foreshortening about how it applies on the primary level. In the third video, we talked about history, and now we are talking about geography and civics. This is not about how you carry out an activity, it is about the what. Let's use the two words, what, how. This is what. What are we going to show? So the first point is we show all kinds of forms on earth. Forms like hills, like plains, deep valleys, field of very hot regions, cold regions. If you take him, it's ideal. Suppose I live in Vijayawada and I hardly experience snow, but I look at my friends on FB and they are all suffering from cold. That is only one experience level. But if you can travel and you feel the cold, the biting cold, that for a child is an experience. Just imagine a child who gets all this rich experiences within him. All his mental files and antennas opened up. All his hardware opened up to the software that is the world, which is getting filled in, That is the hunger. People don't understand. Knowledge is like a food. A child really wants to know everything and do everything. That is his natural ability. You can look at a child and you will understand. He wants to use his body, he wants to use his mind, and he wants to use his soul. He wants to be touched by things. He's like, it's almost as if there's some forgotten knowledge and he's not now fill it all. He feels incomplete without knowledge, right? That is the tremendous, frankly, limitless curiosity. And that is how a great man is when he grows older. When you see a very serious, great, passionate mind, it shows that he has retained the child within him. That is the spirit I'm talking about. So you have the hills and the plains and the deep valleys. You can take him to these, and luckily if you are in India, you can get all these landforms, quite a number of them. You go to Himalayas, you can see the snow, and you can go to Himachal Pradesh, you can go to very Rajasthan, which is where I studied, which is very, very hot, and very cold. And you'll be surprised. Child will be very surprised. How comes the summer is like this and like this here? Let me give you an example here. Suppose he stays in Vijayawada and experiences summer, very hot. But winter is not very cold. He goes to Rajasthan, summer is equally hot, maybe a little more hot. But the winter is biting cold. So there's an observation. Implicitly, silently, there's a question. Why? How? What is happening? Why is it that one part of a region is different from the other, right? So, and these are all fascinatingly observational for a child, even for us. That depends on how you open and become still and look at the world. Then you have rains and snow and thunder and lightning, hail also. I remember when I was young, only once hail came, but I still remember that experience. We all have these wonderful experiences. Every single person who is watching these videos, if you look within yourselves, your rich experience, the feelings that you have inside, they're all because of these deep experiential learnings or observations or questions or whatever you want to call it, which you luckily had or randomly had, experientially had in your region because of your context in childhood. You are what happened to you in childhood, to put it bluntly and simply. That gives a great responsibility, a great creativity. Almost this point itself leads to a question as to how education should be. See, there can be limitless approaches. That's why there are so many educations. Rains and snow and thunder and lightning and hail, all the phenomena. And ponds, the third point is ponds and lakes and rivers and seas. One of my friends, I remember when I was in college, and he said, the first time I saw the sea, my heart stopped. We don't share these things, but actually that happens. When somebody has never seen a sea, and he sees it for the first time, he's like kind of amazed, What is that huge sea of water, So, villages, full observations of villages. Look, go to a village, see the village. When you go out, there are fields. Let him just see, that's it. The wide roads, the open fields, the beautiful sun shining there. These are the experiences of a village. Then there's a temple. All villages look alike, Actually, if you do all this properly, you'll get a very wonderful comfort zone about this kind of knowing the whole world. Like, the mother says, open your mouth, and inside the mouth of Krishna, she sees there's a whole world. There is some symbolism there. Fifth is functional units of comfortable living. Now, why is this in geography? Homes and apartments, retail shops, buses. We're coming to civics a bit. Cars and trains and airplanes and industries where things are made via simple pictures or even going to the industries. All observations plus words. I remember in my first internship in my college, when I'd gone to Hindustan shipyard. The first day I went there, I was I was so fascinated. There was a deep feeling I had. People don't talk about it for some reason. But I could see the huge sheets slowly connected, Then it goes again and connects. The building is done. And the whole feel of how every part is made so perfectly. Such a huge ship finally is really made, and it moves, and then it goes to another place and the engines are put there. And the whole internal structure, though we didn't go so much into detail, the very experience of going to an industry is very different from having not gone to an industry. See? So as much as possible, we can make it very, very, very physical, sensorial. Fifth one is this is just Q, you can understand. Now there's no limit to this. You can go to Hindustan Shipyard Limited, you can go to HAL, you can go to ISRO, you can go to NASA, and if you can't go, you can show the pictures. Nothing wrong in that, because child has got a very vivid imagination, so you can cash in on that. Fifth is seasons and country. Seasons, different seasons in different places and across the whole world. Countries and peoples, a sense of diverse peoples. It's very important. A child should not be finally, when he goes to America, he should not be shocked, oh my God, these people look different. No, he should feel comfortable. Okay, people are of fairer skin and the people are darker skin here, and people wear different clothes and they have different cultures. A sense of diverse peoples, cultures, all observational. So you can understand this is just the what, just the Q. Then you have Indians and Americans and Chinese and Japanese, Koreans, Africans, the mores they have, the rituals they have, the types of food they have, the clothing they have. Obviously, this is getting slowly again connected to history, see? Connected to politics, connected to, you go to, for example, if a child goes to a big city like New York, for example, it will be stunning. A child from India, a village, goes to New York, or a small city goes, or even a big city from India goes to New York, the experience will be very different. Even in a video, the experience will be very different. There are some wonderful videos where the camera is kept in a point and at different points, and it is just observation. I've seen such videos. The whole world is in our pocket. We must cash in. Indians and Americans and Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, Africans, so many more. There are 120 plus countries. Link with history is obvious here. Show these all observational, because this is my favorite sentence. Facts speak for themselves. Children are struck by everything. Even you, even we are struck by everything. But on one level we are struck by everything, but there's another level which is obviously very busy and we are doing our duties, but sometimes we should pause. At this age, when I'm now looking at flowers, because I didn't study biology properly, I'm quickly updating. See, even at 55, I'm updating, because life and world is actually, literally, as I said earlier, limitless. Children are struck by everything, facts speak for them. What do I mean by facts speak for themselves? That is the first video we had. The observations, I put a little more, I explicated it. The observation, the keen observations leaves a deep impression. That impression is a question. And that creates the hunger, right? And that leads you to want to know more and more and more. The hunger is created. Children are struck by everything. Sixth one, observation of sky, of stars. You can actually take telescopic sights. It's a fantastic video. There are fantastic videos now. Recently there was a breakthrough in the telescoping of the universe. We can now see the galaxies. But then you see a galaxy, it should not be like a picture you have seen. Then it should not be like it's not real. How do you do that? We'll come to that in the last video. But he should get a sense, a feel. Frankly, because I know a little bit of physics, and basically because I've been into education for a long time, and I've been dealing with children and talking to them, I've had this huge 20 years of experience with children. Now when I look at the moon, it's real to me. It's a feeling I can't describe. So people say science is very dull. No, not at all. Everything is poetry. Everything is science. Everything is art. Videos, why not? Also videos like traversing the whole world. You can even show videos in which of fantasy, science fiction films, because there they show the universe very well. Why not? Even Superman. There's a scene in Superman movie where he goes all over around the earth. You can see he's flying on the water. There he's getting a sense of course, literature and the feeling and the power, but also he's looking at observing the oceans and how he goes out of the earth. That's how we go. If you've seen these rockets, they just go up like that. Observation is the question. The questions is the so-called answers. And that completes just a cue about what we can teach and how kind of also is implicit there about geography and civics. In the next, we'll come to this sounds this sounding very big. I've just taken it like a clue. Again, I repeat, these are not subjects which I'm looking at theoretically. I'm naming them just to give a name. I can say ABCD also, to show the world from all aspects. So philosophy and psychology, literature and arts together, I want to talk about in the next video. Thank you so much.